Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of GeekGab with Tommy, and we're back this week, and I want to talk about Red Dead Redemption 2. It just dropped on Friday, October 26th, so I actually got to spend the weekend playing a lot of the game. And my first impression so far is that, man, I'm excited to be back in the Red Dead Redemption world. I played the first Red Dead Redemption, I played the heck out of it, I played Undead Nightmare. So what do I think about the second one so far? Well, let's break it down. So first of all, the graphics. That's the first thing you see when you see this game. It's breathtaking. The snow effects, now that I'm in the second chapter, like the snow has melted, spring is all around. The forestry and the trees and the plant life and the animal life is just fantastic, and it's just the details are impeccable. The animals look so realistic, and their anatomy and movement is just so mesmerizing. You just can't help but to stand there and admire them while you're being mauled to death. It's just wonderful. And the character models, like their facial expressions and reactions are just so amazing. They react to sorrow, anger, concern, mud, dirt, grit, just affects everything in the world, and it's just amazing. And you just gotta be careful. You want to keep looking at that sharpness in this game. The next is the story. So far, I absolutely love the story and what's going on. I feel very comfortable with the characters. I get to see familiar people again, like John, Abigail, Jack, Bill, Esquella, and Dutch. And I can't, they keep talking about Blackwater incident, and I feel like it's just like I'm back again, back in riding with John Marston again. And so, but he's not the main character this time. It's Arthur Morgan, and I really like Arthur so far. He's just a very different person compared to John. John is like a boy. He's very stupid.
Your John will be fine. I mean, he may be as dumb as rocks and as dull as rusted iron, but that ain't changing because he got caught in some snowstorm.
But here Arthur is just this badass guy. Depending how we create him, if he's gonna be honorable or dishonorable, we're gonna see that. The things how I'm gonna play this game, I'm trying to take the moral high ground and be very honorable, but I feel that Arthur's an entirely different man compared to John Marston in the first Red Dead Redemption.
Where are you taking me?
Somewhere you ain't gonna like.
Why? What are you gonna do to me?
Something you ain't gonna like. So I'd advise you to save your breath for screaming.
No, please!
But so far the story I'm very enjoying. I can't wait to see how the story progresses as I go on. The playability is just like the first Red Dead Redemption, and the controls kind of take some time to familiarize. So I've been playing a lot of Spider-Man this past week because the new DLC came out on the 23rd, so I just finished that, I 100% it. And so now I'm jumping in this one, I'm punching my horse by accident, I'm bumping into people, starting fist fights, and I keep holding down the R2 to move faster, like to web sling, and instead I'm just drawing my pistol and shooting into crowds or into inside establishments and creating a lot of trouble. So they kept a lot of things the same, like the map feels a lot the same, the horse riding is the same, the mechanics, a lot of things are the same, so it feels very familiar. But I think after a few plays, like a couple more hours into it, I'm going to be on my tip-top condition as a cowboy again. So the good. What is good about this game? So far the world feels so immersive, it feels really realistic. The people interaction is just amazing. As you bump into them, you greet them, you can, there's a lot of options to do, and it just have a real agendas like real folk. And the second is the weapons are now customizable, and they can be fitted to your liking. You can customize them, and I'm excited for that. And the new weight and conditions and stamina cores that you can adjust for Arthur, it's just so cool. It makes the game more immersive. Like I have to keep eating to make sure that his health's up, his stamina's up, I really like about that. I like that his condition's fair, you're dressing him too warm, just all that immersion is just so wonderful, and I just can't wait to keep outfitting him, having him try other food. The bad thing so far I've experienced is maybe like the shopping menu. I absolutely don't like it, the catalog. It is so difficult to see, but when you flip through the pages, it takes forever what you want to find because it's again, it's not too clear. Next is the interaction button. Again, as you're going through, you're pressing triangle to loot. I feel like that whole holding down button thing takes a long time to initiate, and it creates a lot of clunk, and it feels very cumbersome. And next is that the radio menu is again very cumbersome because when you hold that button to open up your menu, you have to select the item, then you hold L1, you drop the L1 to use the item. It just feels like it's very difficult to use in a similar way It feels like the first one where I had a lot of problems, but again, it's like another thing to get used to, and you know, I wish they just kind of fixed that to make things more easier. The ugly. So what is the ugly part of the game? The ugly part of the game is probably the 100 gigabyte, the 100 gigs of space it requires to start the game. You know, but I understand it's just like the world is huge, all the texture maps they have to do, and there are seasons, elements, you know, there's all this physics going on, so I understand like it takes 100 gigs, but it's still a lot of space, and if you don't have a terabyte drive, you know, you you gotta start deleting stuff. The realism is very harsh. Like, even though as much as I praise it, it can get ugly sometimes. Sometimes you forget. It punishes you for like horse riding too fast on like a cliff. You trip on a rock and you're set flying miles and you die, or you lose your horse. It's the worst thing. You know, like the first game where like, you know, there was that physics, but it was more forgiving. And the next thing about the ugliest thing is I think about the sheer amount of time I have to invest. Like, oh my god, there's so much things to do, right? I'm only in the second chapter and there's just nothing but side quests. It's like, I don't know what to do. I get really overwhelmed. I want to complete everything. I want to go hunting. I want to go fishing. There's just so much things to do, and I think I'm gonna invest this game into like far past next year, but I have, you know, again, Kingdom Hearts is coming out, Devil May Cry 5 is coming out, and I have to be careful to allot that time, and it's just thinking about how much time I'm going to be sinking into Red Dead. It just drives me crazy. So in the end, should you get Red Dead Redemption 2? Yes, absolutely. I think this game is going to win Game of the Year. I love Spider-Man, but I don't think it's going to win it. The story in Spider-Man was kind of okay. It wasn't like crazy and something new. It was good, but I feel like Red Dead Redemption is going to take it's going to win Game of the Year for its storytelling and the acting and the graphics and everything. And now I believe now westerns are not for everybody, but this game has a very special place in my heart because it got me through a tough time, and the first one did. And this game just brings me comfort, just like comfort that whiskey would bring to Arthur on a cold winter day. So tell me what you guys think about Red Dead Redemption 2. Did you guys play the first one? Are you guys gonna play this one? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and please subscribe and like my videos. And I'll see you guys next week. Ciao.